All right, everybody. Hope everybody is blessed. All is well. All is well. I want to show you CES 2026. Everybody will show you around and their favorite stuff, gadgets. I loved it all. The cars, everything was just beautiful. And I took my Insta360, the old one, and just went around and just captured different things. Some of this is stock footage from CES, but I wanted to give you guys the best because when people say, man, why do you go to CES and what's so special about it? And I was able to have two buddies that we do business. And so they came and met me, and you're going to see them throughout the video. If you can name them, you can put it in the comments. That's that Lucid is so clean, and there's so many cars, and we even saw flying cars out there, and there's the Waymo. Just got to Miami. I can't wait to buy one of these or something like it for myself so I can take myself around and it can go make me some money when I'm not taking it out. Whether it want to go long or far, go get some money and let's put it all and compound it all. We don't have to spend it. The money won't rot. But I tell you, these cars are so impressive. I've been in one when they used to have drivers, and now they say the technology is so much better. I heard in Miami what you guys said. They were getting stopped on the bridge. But one thing about technology is not going to get any worse, right? That's what we always like to say. Here's footage, and sometimes you go into rooms and you need to have reservations. This nice East African lady was so nice to us, and we're just talking and chatting. And I'm gonna fast forward through some of this. You're gonna see some of my people with me, and one thing I love is talking to people, networking. This young man right here is a entrepreneur at a big level, got funded, not needing money. I believe he is in the Bay Area, and I'm just chatting, and that's why I put it on mute and said, let me talk over it, because you might see his face, but I don't necessarily want you to know everything I'm talking about. We're talking big business. I kind of like this way that I hung this camera over my neck and didn't have to worry about it. Between all my body cams, this was like the most comfortable. The only negative, as you'll see, is the clarity. I've got a little smudge. I cracked the camera. I'll get another one, God willing, that's even better, footage that I can put around my neck and that can last longer. That's what I really want. But I'm not going to bore you guys with that. We're having grown conversations, and everybody was cool. One thing about CES, though, you never know when you're at the top. You never know. You always should be, hey, I'm climbing up. And, follow up is everything. Follow up is everything. And a lot of people do not follow up, especially younger entrepreneurs. You got to follow up with your people, because you might be talking to your next investor, your next business partner. And, and I'll tell you this, when you do go to CES and you see these people holding up signs, they have one job. I remember our folks were making no less than, $200-300 a day back in the day, and some folks would easily make 5 or 7. And if you ask these people questions, they don't know. They don't know. They just know to direct you to the traffic. This young lady was one of the ladies, and the people at Well TV, very nice people. Those ladies telling us what their companies do. And again, when people hire me to go, just hire me in general, is if I'm networking with you, I'm a walking billboard. I'm gonna make sure my stuff, you see my Coleman gear custom made, and that your stuff is taken care of. And that's why you hire me, because most people aren't going to try to talk to everybody in the room. At CPRFIRM, that's what we train. You got to talk to everybody. You got to be polite to everybody. And, you got to put smiles on people's faces. People have had long days, and you got to talk to everyone. And we were in Future Decoded's room at CES. I saw this brother. He's another entrepreneur who, when we went, I believe it was to the Venetian, we, met his partners, business partners, and we met a whole gang of black folk, which I wish everybody would holler back at me so we can get you on record for Diversified Game. But sometimes I know it takes people a while to get stuff back. It took me a minute to even film this because I was doing this and doing that. But, we're having good conversations. Cody Coleman. Holla at Cody Coleman. Tell him we want him on Diversified Game. I gotta reach back out to Cody and, but let me just stop right there and say people think CES is about gadgets and TVs and just robots. That's part of it. But it's really the Wall Street. It's about the calculators. What can you put together? And the narratives are born. And that's where the capital sometimes comes for a lot of people. Some people already have their funding. But one thing about people who raise funds, it's like, man, they're always raising funds. So, I don't necessarily go to be impressed. I go to observe the patterns. I go to see who's funding what's out, how did they improve it last year, the year before, whatnot. And I talk to everybody, and on over to Cody, I see my guys over here, Phil and Trey. They probably like, man, what's Kellen talking to some more people? Phil knows that already. We've traveled enough. But Trey, this was his first time seeing me in action. And, Trey networks too. So, it's just, I do what I do and talk to everybody that I can talk to. And it was just some really good people. I'm going to fast forward some of this because some of it should be like, everybody just talking, having a good old time. And I think this part of the video, let me see if I let it play.
You can't see that. That's the truck. The truck. Oh, like they advertising.
Okay. Did you tell? You work for this?
Yes.
Did you tell him how to film the hologram? Because I saw the sign, but I didn't read it.
Yeah, so
I'm talking about how to fill the hologram. And I saw these holograms, it was 2 or 3 years ago when I was at CES. And Mark Cuban was actually in one of them, and they had some different people. That big one, I believe, is like 200 and something thousand. The small ones that I may or may not have gotten, a good position, but you got to film it a certain way. Those are like 25. So you can have the hologram and you are in the office all day, every day. Astro One here, they were doing some things. And again, man, Trey hit him with he stumped dude on his own technology. But, when you're around sharp people who went to school, who studied, yeah, that's what's going to happen. So, you guys go check out C3H. If you don't already know about C3H or keyword financial, Google that in. And, if you haven't seen in the comment section yet, that's Philip Scott, African Diaspora, Philip Scott Show, and a slew of others. AfricanDiaspora.org. Go check that out. We've been rocking with Phil and now it's been a decade and we're counting. So, it's what we do from here to Africa global. God willing, in Jesus Christ's name, we'll do the whole world and impact it in a positive way. Same thing with Trey. We hope that we can continue doing some stuff with him, and he can take his businesses where he wants to take them. It's all about, timing, budgets. All these people here that you see are like been fully funded, and it's hard to get your business where you want their business to be if you don't have that funding. But you take one step at a time. I'm talking to all you entrepreneurs out there because this thing is not a mystery. It's a formula, and when you get the formula, like these robots are on code, if you can get on code and if you can do some things that might be uncomfortable that you haven't done already, hey, you might be next. But some people lean on their own understanding, and some people run out of money, and that's just part of it. You see me, I'm always trying to take pictures, whatnot. I like this voiceover thing, though, and trying to give you guys, some of that best tech, because at the end of the day, I could tell you everything about something. You got to see it for yourself. You got to taste and see it. Like this robot was testing him. I was ready to get in there. If he would have came on to me, it would have been on and popping. You know, they would have had to bring the big boy over because yeah, China is on their tech. I've told you guys on my Kellen Cash channel. I've told you on my Diversified Game channel on the podcast. When we went to Asia a couple years ago, and I just want to keep going back. I saw things that I have not seen in America. So when we're doing all this other stuff, you know, not to be political, because we need the world right now. And the world needs us. You know, America has a lot of good things, but yeah, this was, you know, robots were dancing and kicking and doing all types of stuff over here. And my thing is this, and what I have been told is, if they wanted to, they could all be already cooking in our homes, but especially in America where everything is so litigious that they're worried that this thing is going to burn something down, which I don't understand why we can't just put a clause, just like your stove, you are not to leave it alone. You need to watch it. And then you can, you know, and put an extinguisher on its chest or something. Or its chest, whatever you want to call it. But they're ahead of the game. And there are no excuses anymore when you have the artificial intelligence mixed in with your real intelligence. You can get in this game. You just got a prompt. I'm finding a lot of people giving me lame excuses why they still don't have this and don't have that. But yeah. So this is China, and you know, we just go piece by piece, you know, from robots cleaning up to, what were they doing? Oh, this is the Jackery Solar. So they were putting the solars and putting them on bots, so you'll have power and light, you know, on Mars. Who's to say you won't get burnt up on Mars? I don't know. But actually, I've looked heavily into the Jackery Solar for my own house. And, you know, it's cheaper than putting it on your roof. Does it last as long? Depends how you stack them. And so, you know, you're going to keep seeing me go piece by piece and talk to everybody. I think only out of there, maybe one person didn't want to talk to me. And I don't know if that person even spoke English. So I don't know how to take that. And, you know, I'm getting to the end. This company was really good. And you know, you can Google these companies. I don't have to tell you everything about them. What I'm telling you is show up and then show out. And if you're not down to spend money on your dream, then exactly where you are, that's where you need to be. Sometimes I'm going to conferences not knowing what to expect, not knowing what is going to come out of it. I know what my prayer is, though, and my prayer is to get more game than I had, get more knowledge than I had, and make some real connections and keep it going. You know, it's this is the game. Networking is part of the business, and if you're not good at it, then you need to hire someone like us at CPRFIRM.com, COLEMANPRFIRM.com for the long, and check us out on Millionaire X, Diversified Game, and everything else that we are doing. You want to travel, you want to, you know, create your business, your dream, and you need accountability partners, you need high-paid admins, you need consultants who've been doing this over 20 years. We are the company. That is my commercial, you guys. Didn't want to make it too long. I just wanted to make it strong so you understand, so we can get in your mind. It's not too late. I don't care how old you are. I don't care what you've been through. Please believe this was not easy to get to, but it was sure worth it. And everybody that I'm rolling with, from Trey that you see here to Phil to everybody who is in our circle, they understand that, man, I'd rather be doing this than clocking in for someone and making somebody else's kids rich. Same thing when you buy a house. Why not get some interest in your house rather than making someone else rich? And that's if you buy the right house. Because if y'all buy the house you can't afford the repairs on, I'm sending you to Orlando and pocket watching with JT. I'm gonna let Orlando laugh at you one time. But you guys, tap in. Make sure, please, comment some more. because that really does help the algorithm and allows me to get you more stuff. Also allow me to get that better camera too. One day YouTube and these other platforms will be paying us some money. Until then, we just gonna get it out the mud, and it's been a beautiful time doing it. We're not complaining. I'm not complaining. I've enjoyed the ride. The best is yet to come. In Jesus Christ's name, you guys have been blessed by this game. Share it with somebody, and remember, man, it's a family business. It's different. Familia biz is differente. All right, be blessed.
Ready to dominate your industry with strategy that actually scales? At Coleman Public Relations and Consulting Firm, we're not just PR experts, we're licensed sports agents certified in AI and elite business consultants with over 2 decades of experience leading global projects across multiple countries. Visit CPRFIRM.com, that's ColemanPRFIRM.com, and MillionaireX.ai. Then download the Millionaire X app, your AI-powered guide to getting out of debt, investing smarter, and building generational wealth. Coleman Public Relations and Consulting Firm. It's a family business. It's different.
You've tried it your way, but you're still in debt? Or maybe you're doing okay, but want to invest smarter, grow faster. MillionaireX.ai gives you real step-by-step strategies to ditch debt or stack wealth. Stop dreaming and start planning. Visit MillionaireX.ai today. I want you to be the next millionaire next door.
Are you tired of the violence, tired of the injustice, police brutality, rampant discrimination, lack of gun control in this failed biased socioeconomic experiment called America? Or maybe you need a break from the relentless grind and want to regain control of your destiny, your wealth, your health, and your purpose. DiversifiedGame.com has the right course for you. Prepare for my first trip to Africa. Looking to reconnect with your roots, start a new business, or just a fresh start. Africa, aka the motherland, is waiting. Don't let the Chinese and the Mzungus have the fun and also take over the motherland. From Cairo to Mombasa, from Dakar to Cape Town, Africa has something for everyone, from business opportunities to the most amazing people, safety, leisure, and landscapes. The opportunities abound. It is time for the diaspora to reconnect with their roots. Time to reconnect with the birthplace of humanity. Africa is the last frontier. Get your head in the game and reclaim your legacy. The writing is on the wall. Babylon is falling. Give up the stress, grind, and violence inflicted on our people on this continent and prepare for a journey of restoration and joy by connecting with the land of your ancestors. Check out our new course and kick off your adventure at DiversifiedGame.com.
Hello everyone! Join us on an exciting journey with Explore the World Cameroon. London and Sydney go take you explore Cameroon, the heart of Africa. Experience the vibrant culture, nature, and traditions from Yaoundé market to rainforest adventures. Every page na new discovery. Enjoy the Cameroonian food, music, and wildlife with our explorers. This book na true celebration of Cameroon spirit. Get your copy now. Available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and through your library and bookstores here in Grams Park. Don't miss this adventure.